Hi, I'm Moonwater Silverclaw, and I'm the founder of GoddessHasYourBack.com and the author of 9 books and 3 online courses on Udemy.com. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how witches handle a big disagreement with a friend. Recently, I told a friend, I don't do conflict. But after I said that, I did some reflecting. A friend of mine, Jeff, works in the film industry, and there's plenty of conflict he deals with. We had a conversation, and here are 4 insights. The first insight is, hear them first and say back what you heard. When Jeff directs a feature film, he's surrounded by artists who all have strong differences of opinion. And he listens. And so that they realize that he heard them, he says back what they told him. And it sounds like this. So I understand that you feel that Susan needs to wear red in all her scenes. Many times we don't know if someone has heard us. So when you show care and respect and say back what you heard, it can really help the relationship. Often when my husband works on projects, he doesn't give his opinion first. He listens. And even though he may disagree, he says, I'm going to stir that in my soup for a while. So this is a way he can reflect on the person's comment and not shut them down. Steve Jobs was infamous for saying, that's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. You can imagine how many ideas he never heard. For whatever reason, he did not care about relationships. Instead, you can hear a person first, and then say back what you heard. In a coven, sometimes people get really intense. Their emotions are really connected to their spiritual opinions. So it's important to listen to the other person say what they feel. And then it's important for you to say back to them, I heard you to say this. And then ask, did I get that about right? Someone might say, I'm a Virgo, so I should be calling in the element of earth, not fire. And they may have a point. So it's important to keep the conversation going and make sure people feel heard. The second insight is, ask, would you consider? In my household, we say, would you consider moving that box out of this hallway? I like this because it is respecting someone's autonomy. When you keep the conversation going, you might come up with a third alternative. For example, you have your idea and the other person has their idea, and the third alternative is either a combination of both or something else. And now our third insight. Say what you need to, then let it go. Sometimes you may have a disagreement with someone, and you're both right, but you still disagree. We're all different. We have different genetics, and we have different life experiences. And more than that, we have different priorities. It's like trying to argue against someone's taste buds. You may like the taste of chocolate cake, and the other person doesn't. The important thing is to say what you need to, then let it go. If you're talking to someone over 2 weeks, and their priorities stay different than yours, it may be time to let this one go. My husband has an interesting phrase. He says, some friendships complete. He recognizes that we grieve over friendships that end. But we all live in different chapters of life. A friendship can complete, and that's the end of that chapter. People change. Their priorities may go in different directions. Some friendships can weather the storm of a disagreement when people continue respect and understanding of different priorities. And now our fourth insight. Ask Goddess for guidance. Here's a prayer you can use. Goddess, give me the strength to listen first. Help me hold my calm and hear them thoroughly. And say what I heard so they know that I care. So mote it be. And now, let's pull this all together. When you have a big disagreement with a friend, do your best to hear them first. Many of us are trying to prove our point all day long. So listen to the other person first. It relieves some of the tension. And then there's sometimes when friendships need to complete. And another way to say that is for the friendship to end. The important thing is for the friends to remain respectful and to have space for different priorities. That's how you can handle disagreements. And now I will summarize. The first insight is hear them first and say back what you heard. The second insight is ask, would you consider? The third insight is say what you need to, then let it go. And number 4, ask the goddess for guidance. I'm Moonwater Silverclaw, and just recently, my 11th anniversary edition of my book, Hidden Children of the Goddess, is now available on audible.com. And to go further and deeper, you can try one of my 9 books. And for more information, you can go to my websites, goddesshasyourback.com and moonwatersilverclaw.com. I also have 3 courses on udemy.com. The first one is Goddess Style Weight Loss. The second one is Spiritual Solution for Depression Relief. And the third one is Beyond the Law of Attraction to Real Magic. May all these help your journey. Blessed be.